Move on to other stories. The Ghana Education Service says it is investigating a video on social media in which some students at the Ghana Senior High School, Tamale, are using toilet cubicles as dormitories. In a statement issued on April 16, the Regional Director of Education asked both head and senior headmaster to step aside for a thorough investigation. The statement further reveals the school could accommodate an additional 300 students since records indicate that students enrolled in the school were fewer than the vacancies available. The service described the situation as disturbing and unfortunate. Regional Minister Hafiz bin Saleh has been touring the school for first-hand information on the matter. He says the facility doesn't serve as dormitory and that students only keep their belongings there on vacation. Listen.
We have come here, we have had a survey around the building, and that could not be true. It is far from being true, and we would want to make it clear to the general public that this was a blatant misinformation that was carried, and we would want everybody, each and every one of us, to treat this with the contempt that it deserves. Rooms and bath facilities that have been scattered around the I can see two on this side, newly built, in use. He could have reported on those things too. If he actually wanted to do a balanced reportage, but he chose to do a one-sided false statement and leave. Just, I don't know, maybe for want of his own expression, he decided to do that. And I would call it irresponsible journalism, and it should be treated as such. What is true is that upon vacation, some of the students would keep their boxes in those cubicles. I would call them cubicles. And the Director General of Education to do a thorough investigation about this. I may be seen to be partial, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm partial because this is my school also, and I would want the best for my school. If I had seen anything wrong with this behavior, I would have equally commented on it. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. The case is that this is of malice, that somebody has hatched, and I don't know for what reason that person would. But what gladdens my heart is that the Deputy Director General is here. I've gone around with him. We have seen all that has transpired, and he and his team would do a proper report to the Director General and the Minister, so that the appropriate steps will be taken to solve this problem.
Meanwhile, the GES has assured the populace it will ensure students entrusted in its care have a safe school environment. Here's spokesperson for the Education Ministry, Kwesi Kwarteng, who's also been reacting to the development.
As a Ministry of Education, found it very surprising and disturbing that we could see footage where students were sleeping in unauthorized places. Of course, initially, the information we take from the leadership of the school was that it was, a facility being constructed by the school, and initially they had planned to put WCs in. But of course, if you look at the large numbers within our secondary schools, most times WCs or the water closets are not really advisable on health reasons or on health grounds. So a lot of times, they may defer to other ways of improving sanitation. So this was a place that was more or less not used, and it was not authorized for students to to be sleeping there. Unfortunately, we found a situation that circulated around, and then the Ghana Education Service was like they needed to investigate this, get to the bottom of it. But of course, it was only fair that in the interest of natural justice and not to also disturb the investigation process or distort it at the end of the day. The headmaster and the senior house master actually step aside because, ultimately when it comes to the management and the largely when it comes to matters of students' accommodation and other things, it is also within the prerogative of the senior house master. So the Ghana Education Service felt like days ago, in order not to disturb, how we call it, or prejudice the investigation that's supposed to go on, they must step aside. So I am very hopeful that at the end of the investigation, we should be able to get to the end of it. But for so far as the Ministry of Education is concerned, the place remains unauthorized.
Right.
Students were not supposed to sleep there. There were more than enough spaces within that particular school to accommodate more students. And we are very surprised that it came up. I mean, sometimes it may be largely, on face value analysis due on a lack of supervision, proper control mechanisms to check all these things within the schools. And this possible, just like when you have 4-bedroom apartments and there is a storeroom which is not used, and then you have your daughter saying that, oh, I'm going to sleep there for fresh air. Yes, as a parent, during the evening, you have to be concerned where your daughter slept. As to even whether she slept in the bedroom or that place or other place, you should be concerned.
Right.
When you have situations like this,